Hey there, this is Pam, and I'm just checking in because I was doing a Facebook Live today while I was recording some segments for the podcast, and somebody piped in with a comment that I think is really common, so I wanted to share it, talk about it for a little bit. So I'm going to do that, but first, just for everybody looking at this on my own feed, I want to let you know that as of September 15th, we're going to be migrating and starting to do this work only on the Pam Pryor fan page, so that we've set up for the radio show. So I'd ask that you hop over there and like or follow that page, and that's where we're going to do this starting September 15th. So you all only have to put up with me here a little bit longer, but I want to make sure you don't miss anything if you are an entrepreneur who's truly interested in the financial aspect of business that we're covering. My mission here is to make finance fun for at least 10,000 entrepreneurs in the next year. It's fun for me, and I've made it fun with a few clients, and I've realized that it's something that we can really get out there on a mass level and change the mindset for people around finance pillars in their businesses. So my book is Your First CFO, The Accounting Cure for Small Businesses. You probably heard me talk about it, but right now I still have the ability to get that in the hands of entrepreneurs for free. So I want to offer that up to you. If you're interested, PM me or leave a comment. Meantime, if what I'm sharing today resonates with you, please give me a like, a heart, anything you want, just to let me know that you're listening and that this is resonating with you. If you have other ideas on topics I could cover of interest to you, please leave comments, because we want to make sure that everything we're doing here is meaningful to our small business owners and entrepreneurs out there. Very excited that the podcast is going to launch on September 12th. Yay! So if you're interested in being on the launch team for that podcast and getting these tips every single week, feel free to subscribe to that podcast and rate it and add comments. It'll launch on the 12th, so I'm sure you'll hear me talk about it a lot between now and then. But PM me or comment if you want to make sure that you're included in anything we do around that launch party. And I think that's about it for all of the intro stuff. But the reason I wanted to talk to you today is because when I was doing my Facebook Live, excuse me while I look over here because I want to get this exactly right. When I was doing my Facebook Live the other day, and I got a comment from somebody who said, I've been asking CFO questions to CPAs for years, and only after 10 plus years realized there are forward-looking CFOs. And these are forward-looking CFO questions. And he's right. So a lot of times what small businesses will do is put in place, and for all the right reasons, a tax accountant who will be taking care of making sure that their taxes get filed, and maybe even some tax planning around their business. But also a bookkeeper who is set up originally, excuse me a minute, only to focus on getting the books right and kept correctly for the tax accountant. So that's great. You've put them in place for that purpose, and that's really good. But what's happening is, unfortunately, we start to think of that bookkeeper and that tax accountant as the only financial team that's available to us as small businesses and entrepreneurs. What larger companies have had the comfort of discovering is that they need an internal finance team. Now, larger companies have the luxury of discovering that because they've got money to pay for it. Entrepreneurs just starting out, small business people just starting out, don't often have a fortune to pay for an internal accountant or a controller or a CFO. Despite the title of my book, Your First CFO. But my point is, in being your first CFO on the air, in the book, in the course, in every way that I can possibly get out to 10,000 entrepreneurs in a year, is that there are ways to get the same relative level of quality in the financial information that you get for your business as the big guys do. And you can do it with the folks you already have in place. The tools are there for the bookkeeper to give you information that makes sense to you. And I talk about in the book and in the course and on the radio show and everywhere and here with you on Facebook Live, I will continue to give tips and trips. Tips and trips. Nope. Tips and tricks on how to get that kind of clarity in place for you and make finance fun. My goal is to stop people from either getting no information, which is awful, or the second worst thing, which is getting so much data that it makes no sense. It's not information at all. It's just a pile of numbers out of context. So that's what we're really trying to get at. And one of the things that I wanted to elaborate on a little bit is some of why that happens is because the bookkeeper has been set up to serve the tax accountant, which is great because it gets it out of your hair and they're handling it. But the key is that that bookkeeper, with just a little bit more information from you, could be creating dashboard type data that would be really meaningful to you. I know it would be helpful for you to know what your cash balance has done month to month. I know it would be worthwhile to you to understand what happens seasonally with your cash flow. I know it would be meaningful to you to be able to predict that cash flow. So a lot of what we cover, and one of the very first things I touch on in the book and want to elaborate on here, is there's a very easy conversation you can have with your bookkeeper. And once you have that conversation with him or her, they can, with the tools they have, and I'm talking the most cost-efficient accounting tools that are out there, QuickBooks, Excel even, FreshBooks, you name it, these tools can do this, is set those books up so that when you get reports, they make sense to you. And in that conversation, there are really three major things you need to share with the bookkeeper, and they're all in the context of drawing a picture of your business. And my mindset is that every single one of us has a picture in our head of what the business looks like. Some of us have drawn it on napkins, or make sure this mic's on. Oh, it is good. Some of us have drawn it on napkins. Others of us haven't, but you have a way that you think about your business. And it involves most likely three things. One is, what is the stuff that comes into you? What do you buy from your vendors? What skills and experience are you bringing to the table? What supplies do you need? What materials do you need? That's all the stuff that comes into your business. Then you've got what you do in your business. How do you make the sausage? What do you do to make the sausage? Do you put all that together in a course and sell it? Do you put all that together in a package that allows you to do VIP coaching for different clients? Do you put that all together in a pharmaceutical package that you mail? And one of the things that's involved in that, what you do in the business piece, we talked about what comes into the business, now we're talking about what you do in the business, is you may have different types of products or services that you create or sell. And here's the place where you should really say, yeah, you know what, I do three things. I do VIP coaching, I do a group membership site, and I do I have a course that I sell. Tell your bookkeeper that. There are very easy ways inside the bookkeeping tools to start keeping track of the information for you in that way. So then you got the first thing, here's all the stuff that comes in. You got the second thing, here's what I do with it all. Then there's a third thing. Where does it go? Do I have clients that I want to keep track of geographically? Do I have clients that I want to keep track of based on whether they are one-on-one clients or group coaching clients, or whether they've purchased my product? All of that stuff, if you share it with your bookkeeper, and there's a template in the book actually for doing this, but if you share it with the bookkeeper, they can set the books up to make sense to you so that when you get a monthly report, you spend very little time on it, but get a ton of information. Right now, we're doing the opposite in a lot of our businesses, right? We're getting a ton of information and spending hours and hours and hours on it and really getting nothing out of it. We want to flip that picture. That's the goal of this radio show. That's how we make finance fun, right? Limit the amount of time you have to spend on it, but absolutely explode exponentially the amount of value you get out of it. And that's what we're going to do together. Hope you stick with me. Keep an eye on the podcast launch date, which is September 12th. Keep an eye on the website because we're going to continue to post information about the book, about the podcast, about other ways that I can get information to you as efficiently as possible, because as you know, I'm hell-bent on a mission to get at least 10,000 entrepreneurs chanting with me from the heart. Finance is fun. Have a great day. Take care.